Brooklyn Independent Television.
I suddenly realized that the sense of privacy that people have even online, and it's public, you can go and read everything. Here in the Wunsch building, by having the visitor account, we opened the door on the blog online. It's interesting, everybody talks about virtual space, but what is a virtual space when you basically have no more walls, no more doors, windows or whatever, and it's basically only people writing to each other, exchanging words. The idea was really this idea of merging the physical and the virtual. What is a virtual space? How do you build space with words? And, that was like the metaphor I was playing with.
So I brought in my experience and knowledge in the visual arts.
Aileen said, okay, but how would it look like? And I was like, well, some kind of a maze. I kind of figured out that virtual interactions looked like a maze, and you can, in some ways you can stay out of it, or you can go for it, or you can, get lost in it.
And Laura had an idea, then we had a plan, and of course all that kind of took off in its own direction once we got into the space.
Yeah, so the shape of the maze was kind of inspired by studies of online forums and blogs that shows that about 20% at most are really like what we call virtual communities, and the rest is more bulletin boards where people will go and post and that's it. So we thought, okay, how can we represent that?
We had to have some kind of structure to build with. We came up with the wire grid form, and the idea was that the grid would somehow echo some sort of electrical system, and then we wanted to float the form from that, so it was very light, grounded but very, very light.
We decided to have two computers in the center where people could go and join the blog, but also where people could build a space with their own words. At some point, there's nearly nothing. And then, there are moments where there are a lot and it's kind of, popping up. And really, this moment where you can sometimes be overwhelmed also. You get all these things coming up to you. So it was really the idea of creating this texture and this movement.
I still look at some of the blog text coming up, and I find it very pleasing to look at the density of it, the speed of it, the size of it as it's sort of emerging on the fabric. We wanted it to hit the fabric well enough to be sort of defined, but then break up as it moved through it.
And it was interesting to see the reaction also of different types of people.
And I think we see a lot of potential in taking pieces of research from other places and sort of combining it in different languages and presenting that back to the public and saying, okay, what sense can you make of this?
Brooklyn Independent Television on the BCAT TV network.